Google changes their algorithms to make sure that their stock stays at $600 a share. 800, thank you. So rest assured that they're going to continue to screw with us all to make sure that they continue to make money, and it's very complicated to do, but I'm going to try to give you some tips and tricks on this, okay? Again, at a 1,000-foot view. You have to be found on the web, especially in your service area. You should be testing it at different computers to see where you're ranking. If you're about ready to switch, is anybody planning to switch websites in the next year or two? A few of you? If you haven't decided already, I recommend you go with a WordPress website. It's the framework of the website. WordPress comes out of the box with built-in SEO. It comes right out of the box. And it also has a blog integrated right into the WordPress website. So the WordPress website, and by the way, it's open source, which means that it's practically free. It might be $100 to get it set up. And when you get it set up, you can literally tell your marketing analyst in your company, change this. I tell Gina all the time. Gina is my marketing analyst in my company. Gina, I want to change the website like this. Faster than I can type the email and hit send to Gina, Gina responds back, it's done. You can literally change stuff in WordPress like Microsoft Word, like typing an email or something. It's that easy to make the changes. If you have already switched websites and you've invested a lot of money, and I'm picking on my own company, make sure you've got good, clean URLs. If you've got a bunch of question marks and stuff, you're creating a dynamic where the web crawlers cannot identify what's on those pages. So a good, clean URL is just an example here. And at the top is not good, right? So I'm just picking on my own company. You are really, the web crawlers are looking for you to change your website all the time. Literally like twice a week. If that seems a little overwhelming to you, you can trick the system by using a blog service. Every time you post a blog on your website, it literally makes the web crawlers think that you just added more content to your website. So you can either change your website, maybe a couple times a week, or you can use a blogging service, okay? And you can hire freelancers to write this stuff for you cheap. There's blogging companies out there. So, I mean, this is not something that's going to take you all day. You can outsource it and make it turnkey. We have a company writing our blogging for us, writing our blogs for us. And then, like I said, we hired a company like Patrick's company to do our SEO stuff, ongoing basis. It has to be unique and valuable. If I come to your website and you guys have all about Carrier, or all about Train, or all about something, you're defeating the purpose. Let Train and Carrier build their brand equity. It's great that you sell for them and that it gives you a living, but understand, people are not buying from you because you sell Train or Carrier. They're buying from you because they trust you and they got a referral to you, or you have good reviews, or whatever the case is. So when you're customizing your website, make sure it's about your company and not the brand you sell. This is my website, and what I want to point out is you need to have an online lead form. There's a certain percentage of people that will not call you. Even if their furnace is broken and they're cold. They will not call you. They would rather put in the information and let you call them. So make sure you have this. If you can have scheduling on your website, great idea. Strongly recommend. But if you decide to go with the blogging service, understand that you can literally put this little half rainbow looking thing up there. It's called an RSS feed. And when you post in your blog, it'll literally populate all that information into all of the other social media sites. Again, systematic, making it easier for you. Am I going too fast? Okay, good. Because I got a lot of content. So just in summary, we recommend WordPress. Our website's WordPress. Understand that website is critical for your future. If you don't do it, you will get left behind. And it's very important to have clean URLs, and if you don't want to change your website all the time, blogging. Blogging's the trick, okay? A website will become a lead generating machine if you do it correctly. Now, this is the stuff that Patrick was trying to explain to you, is that pretty quickly, if you optimize your website, you're going to start getting leads in from your website. Now, I work with about 200 contract dealers in the United States and Canada. They tell me that they're converting less than 10% of all website leads. It doesn't mean that they're the greatest salespeople in the world. I'm just telling you what people are experiencing. Now, this skateboard-looking ramp here is what my company does. This is database marketing. We generate leads from your database. We have traditionally over a 50% conversion rate of all of the leads we generate. The reason is because they've done business with you before, you've already got past the trust, and we're just generating leads from your database back to you, right? Database marketing is very inexpensive compared to website marketing, and with a higher rate of conversion rate, you can actually see this skateboard ramp is actually going to pass website in the long run, but it has to do with the quality of leads, okay? I still recommend cheap tricks. Electricians put the stickers on the panels. Every heating, cooling, plumbing specialist, put the stickers on. They're a nickel, for God's sakes. Put them on. But even more important than the stickers, understand that women are a lot smarter than men in many ways. Okay? I always have to pause when I say in many ways. Women will not go downstairs and look at the equipment. They will not climb in the attic and look at the equipment. They're going to look at the thermostat. They're going to look at the board. So put it on there. If you're buying thermostats today and you're putting stickers on it, rest assured you're just telling the next guy that walks in that room where to put the sticker on. So I recommend you get thermostats that are laser etched. And then this will actually help you get business when something goes catastrophic. Does that make sense? They'll know who to call. It's still worth doing. It's not good enough to generate continuous leads from your database, but it's definitely worth doing. Your staff. Now, I'm a marketing company. Why am I talking about your staff? Your staff destroys more leads than you guys will ever know. I kid you not. People like Danielle spoke the gospel. I mean the gospel like the Bible gospel, okay? If I generate a lead and they go, hello, I mean, it's awful, right? So why invest in marketing if you don't have the staff that can handle it, okay? So make sure that they're knowledgeable. You know who else scares away most customers? Accounts receivable. Accounts receivable will piss off most customers to the point that they'll never come back to you again. So make sure that your salespeople, your technicians are collecting right there, and make sure that the CSRs or the receptionist or whoever's answering the phone is trained, professional, and smiling. If you have your mother-in-law answering your phone and she's mean, you should fire her. I'm serious. I don't want to be mean, but I'm telling you the God's honest truth. They are literally costing you hundreds of thousands of dollars a year by being rude on the phone. I've sat in your guys' offices, not necessarily anybody's in here. I've sat in your office waiting to meet with the owners. Boy, those women scare the crap out of me. I mean, it's awful. I'm like cringing, right? So make sure that you spend some time and get your staff trained, because it's costing you more than you'll ever know. Does this look like your service area? Okay? If you ask your technicians, they'll say this is their service area. If you ask the business owner, he says this is my service area. Okay? There's automatically a disconnect. Okay? So you have to be strategic to know where to focus your marketing dollars. It's critical. Okay? We recommend a much more strategic approach. Zip codes. I don't care if it's not a perfect radius. Figure out where you're going to do business and line it out. Now, I'm like a customer pleaser, right? I like to make everybody happy. If somebody called me and they were outside my service area, I would not no-quote them. I just wouldn't say, I'm sorry, I can't help you. But I would tell them, dear ma'am or sir, please understand, you're outside of our service area. Would you be willing to pay a little bit more to make sure that you have a reputable company that you trust? And then once you do that job outside the service area, don't spend any money on marketing to them. Because again, it's outside of your area. You guys, marketing should give you a hell of an ROI, right? And if you're all over the map, it's really hard to analyze that and be strategic, okay? Now, when we talk about building brand equity with mailers, remember I told you guys earlier, it's very expensive to do this. It's very important that if you're going to try to build brand equity with direct mailers, that you don't do it just to build brand equity. Like we send out print mail to generate leads, and if that lead doesn't convert, you build brand equity, right? So you targeted it for lead generation. The benefit was building brand equity. So it's very important to know. If you have, how many of you guys do radius mailers now? Around installs, stuff like that, okay? If you don't have a good call to action, stop doing it. If you called my company and said, I just want to buy radius mailers, and I said, what is your call to action? You said, nothing. I just want to say, please call me. I'm going to tell you, I do not want your money. That's how cocky I am. To the point of, I don't want to waste your money. If you don't put a good call to action on, you're not going to get a 1% to 2% response rate. So just understand you've got to give something to win a new customer. Because they don't know who you are. I'm definitely a big fan of tracking everything. You should be tracking with tracking phone numbers, maybe a different coupon code, special like that. Now, if your service area looks like this, don't do radius mailers out here. Because you're just creating more problems for yourself. You're generating leads outside your service area. So don't do that. If you want to do radius marketing to try to fill this circle in better, that's fine. But don't do it outside your service area, because what if you get 10 more leads? Well, now you got to explain to 10 more people, I'm sorry, you're outside of our service area. So, I mean, it's really important to be strategic when you guys think about doing this. People ask us all the time, what is the right number for radius mailers? The magic number is usually around 50. It's easy to absorb in an install. It's not real expensive. You know, you're less than $1 per radius mailer. But if you live in a real rural area, do not send out even 50. 20 is probably the magic number. If you can hit a driver and you can't hit somebody's house, there's no reason to send out 50 of them. Because it's... Huh?
What if you don't hit a driver?
That's a very good question. But the point is there has to be correlation. They have to see your van there. They have to see equipment come in and out. They have to see a sign in the yard. There has to be that credibility for radius mailers to really work, as well as the call to action. If you guys send out print mail, and most of you guys do, in some shape, form, and you put first-class postage on it, when it comes back, do not delete it from your customer database. Eventually, you're going to work with a company like mine, and we can reverse scrub that information and find out who lives there now. And then we send out a nice mailer that says, by the way, you don't know us, but we've always serviced your house. Please let us come out and introduce ourselves for free and explain to you all the service that's been done in your house, what equipment's been installed. It's a huge way to win back customers when the customer you dealt with just moved out. Does that make sense? Everybody with me? Nodding your heads up now? Who are we? It's not really important, but we've been around a long time. We're really good at database marketing. Like I told you, I hired an SEO company to help me because that's not our specialty. We do database marketing for lots of different industries. We do it for everybody you can see up here on the top right, and even more than that. In the last 3 years, I have literally spent probably less than $2,000 in marketing, HVAC, and contractors. It's our fastest growing industry for 3 years in a row. You guys are almost foreign to the idea of database marketing. It's all in the data. The data it does not lie.